Like it or not, it's Riddler's game now.
I've always loved little puzzles.
What are we looking for? More symbols.
Jesus, his next victim is Bruce Wayne.
It can be cruel, poetic, or blind. But when it's denied, it's your violence you may find.
The answer's justice. All these years, you lied to me, Alfred.
The Batman, only Peter's March 4th.
I really don't know who's in charge with the promotion of The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, directed by Matt Reeves. I don't know if Warner Bros. Have anything to do with promoting this movie, but the promotion so far has been absolute fire. Although it looks like they've revealed a lot, based on a conversation I've had with someone that watched the movie, they haven't revealed anything. They're giving you little tidbits, little teasers here. Even a 2-minute funeral scene doesn't really give anything away. It really leaves you wanting more and shows you how deep and diverse this version of Bruce Wayne is, because although he doesn't even say one single word in the 2-minute YouTube advert that is literally everywhere, you can see the deep, the dark, the emotional torment he's been through with his facial reactions. So, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the pop culture based content we do on a daily basis. Subscribe to the channel to help us grow. Also, turn notifications on. Also, comment 100 times to help the algorithm. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu if you want to see that beautiful face behind that beautiful voice. Also, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. I've got like 10 followers over there, so if you want to engage with me, it's pretty easy. All right, let's get into this video. So there probably won't be any spoilers, but there could be. I don't know because I've not actually watched this movie. So yeah, let's break it down. So we're not going to go over the 2-minute trailer in great depth, but I thought I'd mention it. So there is a little kid in this trailer that, according to, well, the internet, according to Twitter sphere, and according to everyone that's seen this clip, they seem to think it is the boy wonder. Robin, is it? We don't know, but towards the end of the trailer, TV spot, I don't know what to call it, Robert Pattinson, Bruce Wayne saves him, which is a rather interesting aspect. So clearly Bruce Wayne doesn't go out much in public in this Gotham, but he seems really interested in the conversation that Gordon's having, and it's Gil who obviously blows himself up under the Riddler. So it's clear from the interaction when you see Bruce Wayne looking face to face from a quite big distance with the Riddler, they clearly have a past. They clearly know who each other is based on every single TV spot. We know this. We know they are most likely former friends or went to the same school. Some of the rumors actually allude to they are actually friends and potentially grew up with each other, as there is a bit of a tidbit that suggests the Riddler also knows Bruce Wayne when they were kids, and they somehow, Selena Kyle, Bruce Wayne, the Riddler, aka Edward Nash, this is his real name if you don't know that, they all know each other. I do find this fascinating. It all comes back to that is scrawled on the floor in Riddler's lair. Seems to tell us a major lie from his past, which seems to echo the Telltale series where Thomas Wayne committed rivals to Arkham Asylum. It is looking like the Wayne family isn't actually that good in this universe, which I find fascinating because ever since they started to promote this movie, we've known that Riddler is going after Bruce Wayne, not necessarily going after the Batman. He's going after Bruce Wayne. So the movie is 3 hours long. It's caused some controversy. A bunch of people made videos about a movie being 3 hours long, which is kind of ridiculous. Yes, I said it's kind of ridiculous because Endgame was 3 hours, Titanic, Lord of the Rings, multiple movies that have banged over $1 billion have been a very, very long movie. So it is going to be interesting. Also, the rating caused some controversy, but we don't like to make short videos based on nothing. I mean, it's a PG-13, it's a Batman movie. Did you ever think it was going to be a 15? No. But we know based on all the trailers, the TV spots, the advert, the truth will come out. And realistically, it's going to be one of the most brutal Batman movies ever. Although there is a no-kill rule that recently Robert Pattinson came out and said, which I find fascinating, when he actually breaks down what exactly he means. Now, it is funny. He imagines every thug he fights is someone who killed his parents, but that he retained a silver self-control to stop himself from killing them. Now, we're going to paraphrase exactly what was said here. There is a rule with Batman. He must not kill. He can be interpreted in two ways. Either he only wants to inflict the appropriate punishment, or he wants to kill, and his self-control prevents him from doing so. I imagine it that way from the rehearsal of the first fight. I thought it was very funny. Something in him just wanted to slit the guy's throat. I told myself, if he spends the night chasing criminals, it's possible that he does not take pleasure in it. He suffers, and it's also a desire that overwhelms him, and by the dint of knocking his mind clear, he calms down, he reaches a state of close. I'm sure in his first fight, he manages to convince himself that every guy in front of him is the one who killed his mother. He laughs. And so that allows him to vent all his rage, and that's probably why he goes absolutely insane on the Joker. Okay, well, let's call him the Joker's clan, even though we know it's not. The interesting thing here is that Batman practically lives in the gutter. He's nowhere at home except on the streets where he is wearing the suit. He lives the criminal life, but without committing the actual crimes. I felt like I could get something out of that time. Anyway, I could only play a superhero if he was really dirty. So yeah, I honestly think this is going to be one of the greatest Batmans. Now I know what you're going to say. You're a Batfleck fanboy. No, I'm not. I really do like Batfleck's version of Batman, but seriously, I honestly think Robert Pattinson could be the greatest Batman that we've ever had, which is freaking insane saying that because Batfleck's pretty badass. Obviously, there's other versions. Christian Bale, I was never really that keen on Christian Bale, but we'll have to see how this plays out. So the movie is coming out in just under 2 months, which they're going to start ramping up, but I really hope they don't do kind of like a Marvel-esque Endgame No Way Home where they start dropping every single thing in the trailer. So it's been rumored for the longest time that part of the Riddler's plan is to set off bombs and flood Gotham City that brings the comic book storyline 0 Year by the Courts of Owls creator Scott Snyder, where the Riddler does the exact same thing that ushers in an anti-apocalyptic Gotham with himself in total control. So we know it's predominantly going to be based on that. What I find interesting about this movie is there's already multiple spin-offs confirmed. The Gotham PD one, the Penguin one, obviously Colin Farrell is playing Penguin. Apparently he's not in this movie that much, but I think what would make it really interesting with these spin-offs would be if Robert Pattinson, I know he's a very big actor, would actually interact in these kind of spin-offs in one-off positions, in like one-off roles to do with the spin-offs, because I think if they're going to have a bunch of spin-offs and he's not actually a pinnacle part of them, I mean, it's set in the same universe, so technically he doesn't have to really show up, but I just think it's amazing in that 2-minute funeral scene where you see Bruce Wayne looking face to face with the Riddler, and it's clear they have some sort of history. We are playing Riddler's game. Bruce Wayne is playing Riddler's game. It's all to bait out Bruce Wayne. He's not necessarily after Batman from what I can understand based on the trailers. I have not digged into this too much. It looks to me like he's trying to bait out Bruce freaking Wayne. So that is a bunch of information that has come out recently. It comes out on March the 4th, then comes out on HBO Max 45 days later. I honestly think if this movie doesn't make over $1 billion, then for some reason there is no hope. What is interesting is a lot of these TV spots and trailers, whatever you want to call them, that have come out recently are somewhat confirming, I hate to say it, somewhat confirming plot leaks that go back the longest time. The whole funeral scene with a bomb going off, that was literally rumored for the longest time. What I hope isn't the case here. I really don't want a Courts of Owls situation where this is building up to, we know it's a trilogy pretty much. As long as the first one makes enough money, they'll make a second and make a third, as that's kind of how they marketed it and advertised it towards the fandom, so to speak. But I really hope this isn't a Courts of Owls situation, and the murders, Riddler's victims, will have to be connected in somewhat to the whole kind of Thomas Wayne conspiracy that he really wasn't a good person at all. And it's going to be interesting because you got to factor in the line where he says, "Alfred, you lied to me for the longest time ever. You knew." Be interesting to find out exactly what what that was interpreted and actually meant. The more I see of Robert Pattinson in the Batman Moscow suit, the more I think he sold it. He really has, just from the trailers alone. Now, I don't get it if you're not hyped for Robert Pattinson, Mr. Twilight himself, who's actually been in like Tenet and The Lighthouse. He's a very good actor, and he's already distributed this within the minor footage we've seen. You've got to understand, this is nearly a 3-hour movie, and from what's actually going on in the movie, really, they are hiding so much of what's really going to happen in this movie with the trailers, because although, yes, they reveal a 2-minute scene, but realistically, they haven't given anything away. He didn't even speak in that scene, which, so, is he going to be the best Batman? We don't know. Is he going to be the best Bruce Wayne? I don't know, but one thing we do know for sure is Barry, according to the internet, is playing the Joker, or he's the Mad Hatter, or he is just the original character, Officer Stanley. We don't know, but we do know. Careful for spoilers, I don't want to ruin your life. 3, 2, 1. There was test screenings, and there was someone in the test screening right at the end that had a massive scar on their face that did some disturbing laugh and kind of gave away Gotham vibes in Arkham Asylum. I did do a YouTube video on this nearly 1 year ago before most other creators put this out there. I'm not saying I was the first person to do it, but what I am saying is it's looking very likely, because if you go back to the interview with Chris from Comic.com, as soon as he's like, yeah, can we talk about you being the Batman? It's like, I'm not allowed to talk about that. So as we know, all these movies predominantly come to an end in the third act. Now, the third act will obviously involve the Riddler detonating some bomb around some harbor or around the main vocal point of this Gotham, but we'll go over. If you want me to go over a full plot leak for the Batman, let me know down below, and if the comment gets more than 50 likes, I'd do it. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, comment down below for the algorithm, and I will catch ya in another video very soon. Catch ya later.